Tamzin, welcome home to Walford. Could you tease how you reappear in the show?
Oh, let's just say I reappear alone, so I don't come back en masse with groups of people or husbands or kids. I am extremely reluctant to be back in the square. Mel is.
Can you tell us why?
Tamzin's very happy to be back.
Tamzin's happy. And what was it like kind of re-establishing that rapport with people you've worked with in the past, such as Steve McFadden, Adam Woodyard?
Oh, it really was quite heartwarming. Seeing Steve and Adam and Natalie Cassidy and Dean Gaffney, people like that, and Perry Fenwick was really lovely. It does sound like a cliche, but it did feel like coming home, yeah.
Did it take a long time, or did you kind of slip back into the routine?
It didn't take a long time at all. It suddenly felt like I'd been there when I hadn't left. There's an awful lot there that's changed and an awful lot that is exactly the same.
What's the biggest change?
It's much faster, and they use buggies to get you from different studios. So as a cast member, if you're running from one place to another, which is quite often, with a costume change, there's a buggy waiting for you and you get buggied over to the next studio.
And you didn't have that back in the day?
No. We barely had the next studio, never mind the buggies.
So apart from the buggies, what clinched it for you when John York gave you that call? Was there one specific thing he said that got you on board?
The fact that he was on board was massive for me, and he found it he was kind of torn himself about whether to go back, and when he said he couldn't say no, that's exactly how I felt. John did actually come to my house and sat down and talked me through stuff, and he's a very persuasive man, number one, and two, it just felt like the right time. With my personal life, with my professional life, I don't feel like I have anything to prove, and I really felt like Mel had a lot more to do. It was just really a question of when. So the fact that John came back on board, and that's the first time I've been asked, it felt 20 years after I joined like it was a commemorative thing.
I wanted to ask about Mel and Lisa, because I really loved that friendship. Lucy Benjamin was back in the show recently. Would you like to have Mel and Lisa back together on the square? What do you think their relationship would be like as friends now?
Well, I love Lisa's character, and I think it would be silly to not have some kind of connection again between them both. I understand she's in a secure unit.
Yes, she's getting help, hopefully.
She's getting help, and I'm sure at some point Mel will be looking for Lisa and finding out what's going on with her. It was one of my favourite relationships, without a doubt. Right from down in Tequila to, going through
the drama that they had, yeah. And last question, is Steve Owen really dead?
Unfortunately, Steve Owen's dead, because that would have been a wonderful comeback. But no, let sleeping dogs lie.